the next question I do want to ask is, so I know you know Judi and Sydney's relationship and like how they were before putting them on Baddies. If you
Mhm.
could put in perspective how you knew, like how you knew of their relationship and putting them, putting them together and rooming them, how was that decision?
Well, okay. So, in a nutshell, I knew Sydney and Judi were both from Chicago, and they had a friendship, and they were friends.
Right.
I don't know the latest on all these girls. I can't keep up. I don't care to keep up, to be honest. One day they're friends, next day they hate each other. I don't know. So, I didn't know that they had beef. Like it was not. I was not aware of the beef.
Right.
Um, what I knew was that Sydney and Judi were friends, and they were from Chicago, and they used to hang out, and they used to go out to the clubs together. They would stay at they go to the hotels, get ready, and go out and go back, and they were
Right.
friends. That's what I knew. And so when the house was rented for us to film, I didn't pick that house. Let me make that very clear. And the amount of rooms that we had that we were able to use, because some of the house was blocked off for camera equipment and production purposes. The room, the way I saw it was there. Sydney's new to the franchise. The other girls don't have a relationship with her at all. Um, so I thought, why don't I have Sydney and Judi be roommates because they were friends?
Yeah.
I didn't think anything of it. I didn't get into the whole identity, gender thing. I guess
Right.
now, if you want to look at it like, oh, she's this, that, and the other, people kept saying, no, that was wrong, Natalie. She's a man. She
Right.
identifies as a woman. Her ID says female.
Right.
Nevertheless, any of this shouldn't even be an issue. That's your friend.
Right.
Like, you've stayed with her before. This is not like you guys have been with each other in rooms, spent the night in hotel.
Right.
From what I was told, from my understanding. So
Yeah.
if someone's my friend, when I go on vacations and I get a hotel room, I don't mind staying in a hotel room with my friend. It's only 10 days or it's only a 7-day vacation.
Right.
So like I don't understand. I feel like it was a little bit of a cop out just because they weren't getting along to try to say, no, you roomed me with the man, to get all the fans and everybody mad that I tried to
Right.
like put her in a room with some like a guy and that it wasn't okay. But that was her friend, like good friends, hung out all
Right.
the time. And like it was just a lot of like I was just very confused. Like okay, are you just mad at her right now? Because they would like be friends in one second, and then they all of a sudden, when the cameras would come back around, they'd start fighting again, and so it was just
Right.
very confusing. Nevertheless, I don't do shit for the cameras. I don't have to put on for the cameras. This is not ever going to be my last rodeo. Like, okay, so I don't really care to do X, Y, and Z on camera. So it was strange with the two of them. I don't really understand it, but I think it was a cop out to try to like one, play victim, two, make someone else look bad by saying I put you in a room with a dude. Like the dude
Right.
was your friend, so I'm confused. Like one of your good
My
friends.
thing is, was their relationship always like that? Like, I feel like
I don't
I
think
don't
so.
think
I
it
thought
was
they were
just the show.
friends.
Yeah.
I thought they were friends. Yeah, I thought they were friends. Like I was always told Sydney was friends with Judi and Judi was friends with Sydney, and they would hang out all the time in Chicago. I know Judi
Right.
now lives in Atlanta, so maybe
Right.
they haven't seen each other in a while. I don't really know. I can't keep up with
Right.
these girls. I don't really care to, but I do know they were friends, and like not just kind of friends through associates. Like they hung out all the time.
Right. Okay. So viewers were very confused about you and Tanisha arguing at the photo shoot, but were cool right before you guys got into the argument. Was that your first time seeing each other prior to filming or anything? Like,
Yeah, I hadn't seen Tanisha in many, many years. But we had been getting into a lot of online beef. I know people thought it was fake and we did this for the show. It wasn't, we just had two completely different views on the project, and it kept going to the internet and it kept getting to this online drama. And then everybody was getting involved, and then it was going on the Shade Room, and it was going on Hollywood Unblocked. It was going everywhere, and it was just like becoming this big thing. And truthfully, it was like, it sucked because when you think of Bad Girls Club and you think of, you know, maybe the two girls that have the big household names trying to come together to bring a project back, you know, you want to get along. You want them to get along. You want them to see eye to eye so that it's a successful project. So Tanisha and I just didn't see eye to eye in multiple ways. Like, you know, just like there was just so many things that just didn't make sense to her but made sense to me. And then her ideas didn't make sense to me but made sense to her. It was just a lot. So when we got together at the photo shoot, that was basically day one of filming. And I think that there's just in person, you know, it's like when you really hate somebody online for over a month, but in deep down inside, that's really your friend. Because we've known each other for so many years that we see each other and we're like, you fucking bitch, but we're like happy to see each other.
like I remember watching.
Look at all the shit you started, bitch. Now we gotta fucking figure out how to make this not look crazy. Like, you know? But we're really excited to see each other because you're like my sis, and I'm like, bro, what's up, bitch? Fuck you. I was just like too much. Like, we were mad at each other, and I think, you know, it took us a while to like move on from that. But at the same time, like we knew how much drama we had caused and how many people were involved in our shit and how much fucking shit we started because we were just fighting and bickering. It was going to be hard to come back from it. But we didn't let everybody in the outside world dictate that. You know, Tanisha and I have a very strong, long, up and down friendship, but no matter what, we always go to bat for each other. Like, it's just, we just move past it somehow.
I remember you being at her wedding and you and Flo getting into it and everything. Like, that was real. Like, y'all have memories together. So people don't understand. They feel like, you know, y'all get into it, y'all supposed to see each other.
I just got off the phone with Tanisha this morning. I mean, I think sometimes she forgets I'm in New York. She's on New York time. I get a text at 7 a.m. I'm up every morning early, though. So she's like, call me when you wake up. And she probably couldn't even finish the text. What's up? What's going on, sis? Like 1 second later. So it's like, you know, the sisterhood is just deep between her and I. And the truth is like, we have a lot of history together. And, as much as she'll tell everybody I love her and I'm obsessed with her, that bitch loves me and she's the fuck obsessed with me. Okay?
Y'all two is crazy.
It's crazy. But, I'm telling you.
The next question, so you and Christina was very, you know, cool during the OnlyFans and during the conversation. I seen, you know, she had your back during the conversation. I guess she was, you know, making sure nothing really like too much happened to you or whatever. What can you say happened from after the conversation and before filming Baddies that made you guys' relationship spiral in a way? Because I felt like her energy shifted from the moment, you know.
I think what happened was, like, you know, when things aired on TV, people and the fans and the viewers are like, oh, you look like, or the other girls even that were filming, like, you're Natalie's lap dog. You look like you're Natalie's little lap dog. And that was not the case at all. People like to throw me into whatever the drama is to make the other person mad. So, like, and what they'll do is they'll say things like, oh, you look like Natalie's little puppet. You look like Natalie's little lap dog. And then that makes the person feel like, well, I'm not. And I'm going to prove I'm not Natalie's lap dog. And I'm going to prove that I'm my own person. And, you know, which I don't fault people for that. And I don't ever think, I never thought Christina was a lap dog. I never looked at Christina as my puppet or whatever the fans always want to, like, you know, manipulate, say, and do. So I think between the conversation and Baddie's ATL, there was a lot of the fans just pumping that into the atmosphere and making it seem like I was trying to run Christina. And I think at that point, Christina was like, well, let me just prove that I'm me and that, like, this bitch don't run me. And which I don't want to run any of them. I want them all to just do their own thing, be successful in any way I can step in and help or any way I can contribute to anything. I just want to, that's just really where I play my part. So, yeah, I think that's where things went a little bit to the left.
I feel like a lot of it have to do with the fans. Like, they're good at, like, you know, spinning the narrative. When they see like two alpha females together, it's like, oh no, we have to get that broken apart. Like, so say for like next season, you hanging out with Megan and y'all really cool. They're gonna try to do their best to be in her comments, trying to make something that is not. So it's like, I feel like the fans hate to see two alpha females, or especially you with a female that's like, you know, basically like she ran stuff on her season, or like she owned her season. So they don't really like.
Yeah, they do.